time for some stand-up comedy. Welcome to the stage, Annabelle.
Hello. So Kina already introduced me, so but I'm an old person, I'm a senior, who managed to sort of sprain their ankle right before F-Walk, which shouldn't have happened because the phrase is called break a leg, not sprain your ankle. Who knows, maybe it was the spirit of Nathaniel. I just had the knack for spraining my ankle. So, this last summer, I went to Arizona. I went to the Grand Canyon again, Flagstaff, and Sedona. And whoops, I accidentally edited it wrong, but no, I'm actually talking about Big Bear, California. Sorry. But yeah, it's an original name, right? No, but Big Bear. So they had a little village with shops and restaurants in the center, and my dad was looking at reviews on TripAdvisor, and he came across a review from a restaurant called, I kid you not, it is called Saucy Mama's. Pizza restaurant. And it was a picture of this guy's shorts, and he had basically beat himself. and we were like, why would he post that? And so we were just laughing about it, but then we realized that there's an entire story attached to that photo. And it's titled Terrible Management. So it's after lunch with my wife. I went to use the urinal. I flushed it, and urine sprayed all over me. I'm trying not to laugh here. I showed the manager. He said, "Oh, I thought someone spilled water all over you." I took him to the urinal, showed him. That's the crazy part, that he had to take the manager to the bathroom to go prove his point. To show him, and it sprayed again in front of him. He offered him some food. He said, "Sorry," and turned his back and started whispering to a coworker. I went outside and told my wife what happened. She was upset. I went back inside and looked for him. He was nowhere to be found. I went to the kitchen hallway and they were all laughing. I said, "This is terrible customer service." He said, "Well, there's nothing I can do. The bathroom is separate." His name is Ricardo. He is a thin Hispanic guy, about 5'9", about 25 years old with no facial hair. He is a terrible manager when dealing with paying customers who have had their clothes soaked in urine by their faulty facilities. And of course, we were over there like, was it the facility? Because it didn't look like it sprayed on him. It looked like he beat himself. And I took a photo and posted it. And so we were like, okay, how about next time we're angry, we're just going to walk into a business, take a photo. But after peeing ourselves and be like, just write an angry review. And so this is the Sedona thing that I mentioned earlier, the accidental mistake by script here. So my dad's girlfriend, whose name is Jen, went with us along with her son on our Arizona trip this last summer. So she's from Long Island, and she tends to repeat phrases a lot to where we use them as catchphrases because they're funny. And basically Arizona's dry, and she discovered that. And so we would be in the car traveling from city to city, and she'd be over there saying this. "My throat is so parched, I've never been this dry in my life. I'm so thirsty, I've never been this thirsty in my life. I've never drank this much water before. My lips have never been so chapped. I swear my lips are never chapped. I've never used this much chapstick. I need to have my chapstick. I think I finally realized that I'm a chicken." You know, I think Arizona is just not for me. And like, you can ask her about Arizona. She will tell you Arizona is not for her every time. So we stayed in a unique house in Sedona. It was a cool house, but it was unsettling. And one day I was just sitting there, minding my own business, while just Jen's in the background just being like, "I've never used this much chapstick!" And I just hear, "Oh my gosh!" And my sister and my dad are standing by the pantry. My dad's just like doing this with the door. And he just turns to Jen and he goes, "It's like this big." And I'm like, "What's going on? What's happening?" And he's like, it's a spider. And I'm like, wait, there's a spider in the pantry this big? And so I'm over there thinking there's a tarantula in the pantry. And so I had to sleep at night thinking there's a big tarantula in the pantry. But then the next morning, my dad comes in my room and says, hey, we're packing up, we're leaving, we're going and staying in a new house. And so I was like, okay, so we pack up, we leave. And turns out they were lying to me because they thought I'd freak out, but it was a mouse. And I was like, you had me believing there. So I'm like, wait, you think I'd freak out more if it was a mouse rather than a giant tarantula in the pantry? Like, okay, so now I need to write an angry review online and go over your pants and take a photo.